Hi, everyone. Part 2 of disrespect. When you have a solution that is thrown on you, do you know how many? Ask yourself that question. Really ask yourself this question. Do you know how many bacteria are in a person's mouth? Do you know how many bacteria are in a person's mouth? We have good bacteria and we have bad bacteria. I really have to discuss this because people are not using knowledge and they're not using common sense. Your mouth carries good bacteria and bad bacteria. All right? And you can have, just to name a few, you can have bad breath, halitosis, and that screams for cavities. That screams for gingivitis. That screams for thrush. That screams for oral herpes. That screams for canker sores. Listen, the list goes on and on and on. But what people need to understand, what I need for you guys to understand is that your body has good bacteria and bad bacteria, all right? And there's some in question as well, or some to question. Okay, you don't know what a person is doing. You don't know what's going on in their mouth. You don't know how their oral hygiene is. You understand? Let's not just talk about our private hygiene. Let's not just talk about below the waist hygiene. Our people want to pay attention to their below the waist hygiene, and they don't want to pay attention to their overall body, and they don't want to pay attention to their mouth hygiene. You understand? And your mouth says 1,000 words. You understand? Your mouth gives you like a beautiful smile. You understand? Your mouth generates a lot of good bacteria and bad bacteria. I can't express that enough. And you don't know when somebody is throwing their drink at you. You don't know what is happening in their mouth. You don't know if they brush their teeth that day. You don't know if they floss. You don't know if they use mouthwash to cleanse germs and bacteria and get rid of those unnecessary wanting germs. You don't know. You don't know if they have sores on their mouth. You don't know. You understand? You don't know if they have thrush on their tongue, which makes their tongue white. Sometimes you gotta look at somebody and be like, "Why is your tongue so white?" Like, seriously, no, we having a talk. Why is your tongue like that? You know what I mean? And then they feel like they're so cute, which they're not, because they're wearing a bikini or they're wearing a bath suit or bathing suit, whatever you want to call it, and they're out on the beach. And that does not do it because you're not clean. Your breath stink. Once your breath stink, that's it. Your breath stink, your teeth are discolored, you got things going on for you that you should be going to check out, but here you are, no problem. Let me shoot my drink at you and with my nastiness. That is nasty and it's disgusting and it is assaulting someone. You don't do that, period. You don't. Disrespectful acts, period, are just disrespectful. That's why it's called disrespect. And to be able to have respect is for you to know that you're not going to make someone disrespect you. Because you have principles and you have morals and you have standards that you have to stand up for. And when people feel like they can trample, all over you or stomp all over you, then they will disrespect you because you don't put down your foot and say, no, that's not happening with me. You don't put down your foot. Everybody that come your way because you're a humble person or you're a nice person or you don't make trouble, everybody that comes, but there's a time and a place where you're going to say, that's it for me, because I am a good person and I try to do well, and just having somebody disrespect me means I'm giving them the right to disrespect me. I'm giving them that right to be disrespectful towards me. And whoever has the right to disrespect you? No one. No one. You know, if somebody calls you, example, this is an example, and if somebody calls you under asking you for information, and remember, that person called you, this is an example, and they're asking for information. And if that person on the phone gets disrespectful, like starts swearing, or, you know, they start having an attitude, like a real rough and rude attitude, like, you're crazy, what are you talking about? And you know, it's even worse when they start to swear. You understand? It depends on their tone that they're coming at you with. It depends on what verbal language they are using to come at you with. Pay attention to the verbal communication. And if a person is in front of you, pay close attention to their body language and not just the words that they're spitting out of their mouth. You understand what I mean? Because it is important so that you can know your limits. And you can know, like, hey, I'm not going to take this disrespect. You are getting rude. You are getting out of hand, you are getting disrespectful, and you know, like, okay, that's your time to say the conversation is over, or you leave them to themselves and you walk away and go about your business. You understand? Because people who respond or lash out in disrespect, to be honest, they are going through some internal emotional trauma, and the way that they feel like dealing with that is taking it on others. They take it out on themselves too, but they do it privately, so you don't notice and you believe everything's okay. Well, they're not okay, because no one person that is okay feels like they can just disrespect anybody anywhere they want in any country. No one person is okay. That's just a facade. Okay? And then you will be able to know and see and acknowledge that, hey, that person is not okay because their behavior is not okay. The character coming from that person is not okay. So therefore, if their character is not okay because of the behavior that they are showing and they are putting out, then it's not all right. It's not okay for me. It's not right for me. And that is something that we as a nation need to pay attention to. We need to pay attention to. We have been used and abused enough, and we are using and abusing each other, one another. And we need to stop it. We need to say, that's it. We need to put down our foot. We need to back away and not accept when people are out of place. Put it that way, out of place or disrespectful. And policies should be changed too. If you have a policy that's going on, whether if it's a hotel or whatever, but if you have a policy, you should change the policy where your staff is not disrespected, where your staff is not going to be put at a risk of their health being disrespected or their life being disrespected. Because respect is two ways. Respect is, you can speak to me respectfully and I can answer you respectfully. And it's not, I'm going to show up myself because I can, or I feel like I can, or I'm entitled to do so, which you're not. You're not entitled to disrespect me. Okay? So, and that goes for everywhere across the board. Even if you're not in a workplace environment, always keep those tools in mind. Okay? And so, speak to you guys next time on my next video. Take care. Bye.